Do you ever feel frustrated when you know there's something that you need to do and the only things that come into your mind is, why did I agree to this? Why do I have to do it? Why does it need to be done that way? Usually those are indicators that lead towards procrastination. It's a level of tension, a level of resistance that is signaling to you that this is not something that you want to do. Now, in some cases, that indicator can be led by fear. We get into a habit of prioritizing everything else but the very thing that we know is going to help us take a step forward. Hi, I'm Anthea, founder of Amarkai Group. We help entrepreneurs and small business owners to skyrocket their success so that they can create more impact in the world. Keep watching to find out why you procrastinate. And we do that because we're scared. We're scared of the result. What happens if I actually get what I've asked for? What actually happens if I become the CEO? I start the business. I get the girl or get the guy. I lose the weight. What actually happens if? And so because of that subconscious questioning that generally tends to take place, we can sometimes procrastinate from a place of fear. And that is just because we're scared of actually getting what we want and maybe not feeling satisfied. But on the other hand, there are times when we procrastinate and it has nothing to do with fear. It's because we don't understand why we are going to do this thing. There is not enough of a big driver for us to participate in the actions that are necessary to complete these tasks. How many times have you offered to do something and then in hindsight you wish you never offered? How many times has somebody asked you to do something? Oh, can you drop me here? Or can you go and buy this thing for me? Or can you create something for me? And because you didn't want to let them down, you said yes. But after having sufficient time to think about it, you now realize that this is not how you want to spend your time. And so there's the tension, there's the frustration. And those are indicators that will signal to you that you are going to procrastinate because these things are not things that you want to do. So where does that stem from? Actually, it's probably to do with your core values. Not a lot of people are aware of this, but our core values actually make up who we are, what we stand for, and what we say yes or no to. It's that innate feeling that we will or won't do something. It's the innate feeling that we can or cannot tolerate something. It's the guide, it's our driver in life. It's the thing that helps us to make decisions about who we are going to show ourselves as, who we're going to be in any given situation, and also remind others that this is where the boundaries lie. Now, depending on your core values, and there are many, it's about what the priority or the order of them is that will determine how you respond to the world. So if you're somebody who values loyalty and you find out that, close friends or family have been lying to you, that is going to frustrate you and upset you a lot more than if someone had taken or borrowed money and maybe not giving it back yet. Maybe there's a delay in them repaying you. Because loyalty is a lot higher as a core value than money is. And so when you start to understand what your core values are, what you stand for, what you will or won't tolerate, it makes it easier for you to see how to navigate in the world. Because now it's not about the thing that you're doing, it's about the core value. And so when you get into this area where you procrastinate and you stop doing the things that you know that you've agreed to do, whether you've decided to or not, it's important to take a step back and figure out, how did you even get here? Does that mean you're saying yes to things that don't align to your core values? Are you in a place where you don't know what your core values are? And so maybe you're saying yes to things completely unaware that you are going to procrastinate on them, cause tension, frustration, and resistance at a later date simply because you weren't aware of you and what you stand for and who you are and how you want to show up in the world. And so when you're in these situations and you feel like there are certain things that I should be doing, but for whatever reason, I don't want to, there are many different ways that you can break that down. Now, again, if something like loyalty is important to you, then you want to remain loyal to your word. You've said that you were going to do this thing. Whether you decide that now you wish you hadn't is irrelevant, because now is the time you have committed and you don't want to go back on your commitments. So this is really about you now saying, what do I do from here? And in this particular example, you're now in a place where you say, right, I've said that I don't want to do this thing, but I'm going to do it anyway. So the question then becomes, how are you going to do it? Because you can still control an element of this based on how you perform your task or do what you need to do. The way in which you do things, the decisions that you make, can align to your core values. So you get to decide, how do you want to do this? Prioritize it so you can get it out of the way. Because also you need to remember that the energy that you are creating from a place of tension, frustration, and anger is not conducive for you making any changes or doing anything positive in your life. You are holding on to these negative feelings and this negative energy, which potentially could prevent you from succeeding in other areas of your life, from taking actions that you need to take, from your mood being optimistic and happy. There are so many different things that negative energy can impact you on. So there is a knock-on effect to every decision that you make. But you are where you are. And so what do you do now? You just decide, how can you get this done? And why are you feeling resistance or tension around this thing? So that's the next thing. Why do I feel this way? And when you can understand why you don't want to do it, and it could be because of time, could be because it's not important to you. It might be that you underestimated how long it would take, and it's now going to prevent you from doing things that are actually more important and enjoyable. It could be that it's no fun, right? We say yes to things, but sometimes we can still have fun doing them. So whatever it is, maybe this person that you said yes to never does anything for you, but always expects you to do something for them. Whatever it is, it's okay. There is no right or wrong. What we're trying to do is understand, where is that resistance, that frustration, and that tension coming from, so that you can understand where the rub is, and therefore that will help you to make better decisions in future, because you know that this is not a situation that you want to place yourself in again, and you know that it's likely to cause you to procrastinate and not get anything done. Not just what they want, but what others want too. And so taking another step backwards is, what are your core values? You know why you're frustrated now. So what core value does that link to? And then what's the order in which these core values are important? Because if you're not aligned to your core values, it's very difficult for you to make decisions that will promote them rather than make resistance against them. So what do you value? Communication, honesty, loyalty, spirituality, faith. What is it? Everyone is going to have a completely different combination. And it could be that money's important to you, but it's lower down on the list. Or maybe money's the most important thing to you. Whatever it looks like for you, it's just about you identifying what that is. And so once you now know what your core values are, why certain situations cause frustration and tension for you, and for anything that you've already agreed to, you understand the way in which you intended to do it doesn't align to you, you can make changes very easily in each of those areas. Because once you align with who you are, what you do becomes easier. The decisions that you make are no longer about what someone is or isn't asking you to do. The decision is about, does this align or not align to my core values? If I say yes to this, am I going to face tension, resistance, or frustration? If I say yes to this, am I going to be fulfilled? Am I going to create the space and time to get it done? If I say no to this, am I going to live in a place of regret and upset because I'm going to wish that I was willing to help someone out? These are all very, very easy ways for you to make decisions in life. Sometimes as human beings, we can just completely overcomplicate everything. But when we align to our core values, when we really know who we are, what we stand for, why we do what we do, decision making becomes easier. Navigating through life becomes easier. Setting boundaries becomes easier because we now know what we will and won't tolerate. We now know what we do and don't like. We now know what inspires and motivates us to what keeps us in a place of procrastination and delay because we are not aligned to it. So think about what's going on in your life. Think about all of the things that you've been saying that you were going to do for however many weeks, months, years, whatever the case might be. Why haven't you done it? Does it have to be done in a specific way? What's the thing that is causing the tension and the frustration around that? And what core value is that upsetting? Learn you. Learn how you think. Because your thoughts leads to the actions that you take and the results that you get from them. So the more you're able to learn yourself, the more you can see these opportunities of procrastination as ways for you to understand yourself, you'll start to make better decisions and you'll start to become more productive and you will start to take action and you will start to see better results. But it all starts from you taking that time to really understand you, your core values, and what you are saying yes to when really you should be saying no. So I hope you found this video useful. Do like, comment, share, and also subscribe. And let us know, do you know what your core values are and how do they show up in the world for you in terms of your decision making? Let us know in the comments and we'll see you again soon.